What's going on, everybody? Brandon Schaefer here, back again with another episode. You know what the deal is. Just got in my car, about to drive out to this new location I've never been to. I've been around it, but I've never been to this exact location. It's basically part of the UC Davis Arboretum. So there's a little garden, there's a gazebo, a little pond. I'm going to guess that there's not going to be many people here. It's about 10:30 a.m. and it's getting pretty hot, so I don't think many people are going to be here, which is cool because I like painting alone. I kind of like doing my own thing, but I don't mind if there's a few people here. Anyway, it's getting really hot in this car. I need to start it up and head out to UC Davis, so I'll check in once I get there. Alright, so check it out. I just made it to the location, parked. Now I got to figure out how to pay for parking. There might be more people here than I thought. There's really nowhere to park, but I found a spot. So yeah, I'm excited to get out and paint, so let's do this thing. So I just paid for parking. Got my little ticket here. Just got to put it on my car and then heading out to find a location to paint. Check out the scenery. Got to be something around here I can paint or a place to set up. So it looks pretty epic, a lot of places to walk around and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's gonna be cool. Ah man, there's a whole little gazebo here, bro. This is pretty cool. Just in case you ever had a question about growing an oak, there you go. So this whole arboretum, this pond or waterway in UC Davis for the last like year or something, it's been like green. There's like green algae on top of the whole surface. So it's pretty interesting. It might be cool to capture and paint because it's not going to be that way forever. But it's interesting. If you want to know about it, here you go. Yeah, that's enough. So where I'm walking right now, it's like a pathway. I'm not finding a place to set up, but I'm just gonna keep following it. It's really hot out here, man. I should have looked this up like on a map, like the whole pathway, but that's what happens when you do plein air and you're going somewhere new. You don't know what's out here. You don't know where you're going, and it's good to do research before. But I just got a phone call and I gotta kind of go quickly on this one. I have to be home at a certain time, but I still have like 2 hours, so I don't have to rush that badly. So you know, life is like things just come up and you have to deal with them the best way you can and just do what you can. So that's all I have to say about that. Basically, is just life happens and you have to deal with it and not cry about it, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of having trouble deciding where to paint. I've been walking around and I'm just not finding the right view, so I think I'm gonna just walk a little bit more and then settle somewhere because I gotta start painting. I gotta start painting, so that's what I'm gonna do. You know, it's almost like there's too much to paint and none of it's sticking out to me, so I'm trying to find something that will stand out to me when I first see it. And I think the gazebo back where I was had some more interesting things. I may not end up painting this pond, but we'll see what happens. I'm back where I started pretty much. I think I may have just found a spot. A lot of dappled light, a lot of shadows, and this light streaming through the top of the trees. I really like that because it's almost noon, so it's kind of a boring time of day to paint. All the shadows are directly under the trees, so I might as well paint completely in shadow. Plus it's hot today, so if I can find somewhere in the shade to paint, I'll be happy. And I'm really liking this dappled light on the path here. Check it out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna paint this. I like the light, I like the trees, so I'm gonna set up now and get to painting. Alright, so I got all my colors mixed up. Gonna start sketching, start painting, blocking in, and it's gonna be definitely, this is a challenging scene, but shouldn't be a problem. You know, I just gotta really pay attention to what I'm doing, and a lot of the light will be steady for a while. It'll be the same light. The light will shift a little bit, but I gotta get this done in the next hour, so let's get to it. So I'm just trying to plan out the composition. I want this dappled light to be kind of lead you in to these trees against the lighter background. So a lot of contrast back here, and then this dappled light kind of bringing you in and being kind of a focal area along with this. So this is the main focal area. And just having this tree in the foreground just pushes everything further back. So I'm just going to worry about capturing the light, the shadows, and that dappled light, because I need to focus on the focal areas that I'm going to be creating. So that's my challenge here. Just focusing on the branches, getting these to look realistic. You know, not exactly copying it perfectly, but just making it look natural. You know, nobody's going to care how I arrange these branches. It's just making it look natural is the point. There's kind of a trail that comes out right here. I don't really know if I want to put that in that much because it'll lead you off. And I want to lead you right to here, not off the canvas. So there are some branches and things. So this is all shadow. Mostly this whole scene is shadow. Few areas of dappled light that I want to make sure I capture. So this is going to be a quick sketch, quick painting, a lot of fun, hopefully. So got the colors mixed up, so should be able to get it to where I want in the time that I have. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm going to start with the darks here and make sure I get those in the right spots. Wow, there is an annoying bee buzzing right above my head. I don't know what it's doing, but it's driving me nuts. Anyway, ducks. Mostly on the branches, a little bit on this tree. You know, I can't stare at these trees for too long, or the shadows, because my eyes will start adjusting and the shadows will become brighter. And I want to get what I'm really looking at here. So now I'm moving to like the lighter shades on the trees, slightly lighter and warmer. Some light grays or middle tone grays. Trying to keep it simple. So now I'm just going to fill in the rest of it. Shadow areas. Trying to get the value correct. And the temperature. It's a little cool, but this canvas is warm, so you gotta think about that. The more I block this in, the more I'll know where I'm headed with this thing. Need to get the canvas covered and then go from there. Try to keep the value correct. So now I'm kind of testing the values to see how this is coming together. Throwing this lighter green and back in here. Bit of warmer light right here. There we go. This is way off in the distance. I'm trying to get the values of the background handled. Just jumping around, just figuring things out intuitively. Purple tones back here, warm purple. Okay, so I have some of the darks, most of the darks, some of the lights. So I'm going to start bringing it all together. I'm slowly building up these dappled light areas. So I'm just trying to create some interesting shapes and go from there. So now I'm moving into these, trying to get all the values down on the canvas and seeing how this is relating. I need to try to manage these shapes because they're getting out of control. Jumping to a different value. I want to cover the top of the canvas now. Get that filled in. I think I need to warm these up a lot. I think that's the problem here is the color temperature is not coming across as well as I'd hoped. Okay, now we're getting closer now. To what I want. I'm starting to bring more light into the painting now. So now I'm just working with the edges, bringing your focus in, bringing the focus in to where I want it. So pushing that back into the distance, it may need to be lightened up a bit. So now I'm going to tackle this focal area by warming it up drastically. So bringing the value down a little bit and just warming it up with the red and yellow. I'm definitely going to have to go back with shadow color and fix all that up. Fix these spots up. Like I said, this one's pretty challenging. So managing these shapes is pretty challenging. That's just something that you have to work with. For this one, I mean, I've captured the information. So for a larger painting, I would really design this foreground. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, just fixing these shapes and trying to get something natural looking. So yeah, this one is definitely challenging. There's a few little leaves in the shadows here, so just gonna try to place those here and there. So it's getting closer. It's getting way closer. Trouble area is just right in here. So I'm going to keep pushing that, simplifying it. So the problem here is figuring out how to create a flow and not being repetitive. That's the challenge. So I mean, I could sit here all day and just keep moving these shapes and playing with them, but I don't really want to do that. So I want to get something that I'm okay with and get it done. Alright guys, so I'm about to call this one done, and my batteries are dying. I gotta head home, and I think I captured enough information to where I could create a larger painting, and I may work on this one a little bit later and just play with the shapes in the foreground, but for now I'm okay with it and I think it's done, so check it out. Moral of the story, what it comes down to, is that when you do plein air, it's so unpredictable, and that's one of the reasons why I love it, because it's so unpredictable, but it makes it difficult, and Mother Nature is unpredictable. How you're feeling that day, how you're going to be able to perform when you paint, life circumstances, things may come up where you have to go home, you can't be out as long as you want, couldn't explore. And you have to just figure out your way around it and figure out how to deal with it. But at the end of the day, it's just capturing the information that you want, trying to create a painting as best as you can, and having fun, getting out, reconnecting with Mother Nature. That's one of the most important things for me, is reconnecting with Mother Nature, walking around, getting some fitness and some exercise for your health. Taking care of yourself. Anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Keep on painting, don't get discouraged, take care of yourself. Peace. Mm-hmm.